Hello, this is Victoria Duff. I'd like to welcome you to Latona's open house. Today we are showcasing Plastic Surgery Star. And I'd like to introduce you to the seller, Graham Caldwell. Say hello, Graham.
Hi, Victoria. Thanks for having me.
Well, we're delighted to have you here. Now, first thing we're going to do is go through a little bit of housekeeping. If you're having any audio problems, or if you'd like to ask a question, please use the software panel to the right of the screen. Now, this is the deal. Annual revenue of $23,000, annual profit of $22,500, and current asking price of $79,000. So Graham, tell us a little bit about the history of the site, how you got it started, what you've been doing with it.
Sure. Well, it's like a really unique site. The whole mantra behind it is plastic surgery. The main focus is like celebrity plastic surgery, before and after, what types of procedures have they had. But there's also a section with doctors. You can find just about any plastic surgeon in the country. I've compiled a database of about 8,500 plastic surgeons, and a ton of them have like edited their profiles and stuff, so they're engaged. Then there's a plastic surgery form, and also there's a listing of all celebrities and their measurements. And the site got started just kind of on celebrity plastic surgery. It started with what procedures have celebrities had, and it just kind of kept growing and rolling, and all the content was really optimized with SEO, and it kind of just like took off and like started doing really well.
Now, it seems to me that having celebrities as a draw to a website is exactly what plastic surgery, people who are considering plastic surgery, are interested in.
Yeah, it is, totally. That's obviously something that drives the whole plastic surgery market, is trying to look like a celebrity. But there's definitely a huge interest in celebrity plastic surgery. So yeah, definitely.
Now, one of the first things that comes to mind is it okay to use the pictures of stars who have had plastic surgery? Do
Yeah,
you...
there's never been, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, there's never been any issues with the images, and actually in my terms and conditions, I clearly state under Section 3A that plastic surgery stars policy is to remove all images that violate copyrights. So if you see any image that you own the copyrights to or aren't properly credited, then let us know, and we'll either remove it or assign the proper credit. So it's basically stating that we don't claim to have ownership of the images, and we will remove them or update them if need be. But that's actually never happened in over 2 years.
And you've never had any complaints by stars who really don't like the idea of having plastic surgery?
No, the thing is, no one's ever contacted us about that, and the images are used like widely across many sites. So a lot of other people do this same thing.
All right, talk a little bit about some of the features of your site here.
Sure. Well, like I mentioned before, it's celebrity plastic surgery before and after. So, and then the doctors and the plastic surgery form and the measurements. So it's a content-based site. It's informative, and the users are like super engaged in the site. There's a really high page views per user. But yeah, it's an informative-based site, just purely the mantra of being centered on plastic surgery.
And it looks to me like you cover just about every topic of plastic surgery.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, I've taken the site into different realms with what I mentioned before. But yeah, it's anything and everything plastic surgery, which is
How,
like so many ways that the site can be expanded in the future.
mhm. How active are the forums?
I'm sorry?
Graham, how active are the forums?
The forum is fairly active. That's not the main focus of the site. Definitely the main focus is the celebrity before and after pictures. But there have been pretty active in the past. But that's definitely an area where like that the site can be expanded on.
Have you done any promotion? Do you have an email list? Do you put out articles on other sites?
This site is actually 100% pure organic. I've never paid for any traffic, nothing. It's 100% SEO. Every single article, literally every article, there is like a lot of research that went into every keyword being used, and it was like carefully tailored to get organic results. So it's self-sustainable and requires kind of minimal upkeep other than adding new content.
Now, do you have a mailing list of registered users?
For the forum, I have some, but like I said, that wasn't the main focus. It's organic users. And also, there's been close to 100 doctors, maybe 70, 80 plastic surgeons who have contacted me and edited or updated their profile, so they're engaged, so they have their contact info, and then a fair amount of people from the forum.
Do you charge the doctors?
No, I don't. I have AdSense ads on the profile, which actually get like a really good click-through rate in that section. But that's definitely an area that can be expanded on and something that I've considered in the past.
Now, looking at your last year's traffic, what are some of the big spikes here?
Well, the thing about any site with like celebrities being the main focus, there's going to be spikes. Like what might have happened to Kim Kardashian today in the world of celebrity news. Something big happened and there's going to be a huge spike. For example, the World Cup just happened. So one of the soccer players had had his teeth fixed, which is an article that I happen to rank really well, like 2 or 3 in Google. So there was randomly like 1,500 to 2,000 visitors a day just for that one page. So that happens all the time. I'll just see random spikes on different pages.
Clearly, you have most of your traffic coming from the United States, but also from Europe and Canada. You have some traffic. Do you think this site could be expanded to serve the European and Canadian audiences? How would you go about doing that?
Well, the thing is that it gets traffic from tons of different countries, from like, I mean, everywhere in the world it gets traffic from. U.S., United Kingdom, Europe, Canada, those being the main focus. But I think that as far as the content goes, traffic comes international. But it would be a good idea to perhaps add doctor listings from Europe or other parts of the world. That's something that can definitely be expanded on. But and in the plastic surgery forum, but as far as the content for the celebrities, that already gets traffic from pretty much everywhere in the world. If you look at the analytics, it's just a flat chart of almost every country in the world.
It's pretty popular to go overseas to get plastic surgery done. So
Yeah.
I think doctor listings from other countries would probably be very attractive.
That definitely would be good, especially with some sort of reviews, because it's always, a little, gotta be careful when you're doing overseas plastic surgery. So you'd want to know something about the doctor, know their qualifications, et cetera, have people perhaps write reviews on them. So that would be a useful source of info.
And of course, that adds all the travel advertisements. There are a lot of tours that go over for plastic surgery.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's an idea in and of itself, like buying prepackaged plastic surgery deals, some sort of affiliate program with a travel deal. Plastic surgeons do that, and that can be a good chunk of change when you're referring $5,000 procedure along with travel expenses, et cetera.
Okay, talk about your social networks. I'm surprised to see that Facebook isn't rated higher.
Yeah, like I said, it's purely SEO and organic traffic. Every article, a lot of thought and research went into making it all the keywords like exactly just spot on, and it's sustainable. There's a ton of sites that link to it, so it's trusted by Google. I never put a ton of effort or emphasis on the Facebook side of things because the Google has just done so well and like stayed consistent for over 2 years. It's just self-sustainable. But that's definitely an area that can be expanded on and improved. Yeah.
So now let's talk a little bit about your backlinks. You have a lot of external backlinks.
Yeah, there's close to 14,000, and they come from all different sites, blogs, social media, tons of random websites. At one point, I don't know if you're familiar with Jezebel.com. They're close to 1,000 Alexa ranking. They did an article on Christina Aguilera's breast implants, and actually in their article they used us as the little link of see the proof. And there's something like, I don't know, 14,000 or 20,000 visitors just in that little link. But that totally legitimized the site in the eyes of Google, and that really raised its trust factor. So some reputable sites have linked to us, and it's used as a source from just a lot of different sites. Has a nice age on it, and yeah, it's just got a nice collection of backlinks, and they're all natural. I didn't pay for them or do anything like that. They just have naturally happened over time.
So tell me a little bit about this peak in traffic right around the end of the year. Do people get Christmas presents, or do they start thinking about what they want to do in the following year? Or
Yeah, I mean, there's so many crazy things that happen with traffic. I'm pretty sure that's because it's Christmas time and people might want plastic surgery, so that's more in their mind. But, with the time around December, AdSense and analytics, they always seem to go up. That's just kind of the natural order of things.
and probably around the summer too. I see a peak in the summer months.
Yeah, same thing. Summer plastic surgery is obviously really popular in the summer.
And how about your page views?
Yeah, the page views are great. The whole site is coded from scratch. I coded every line of code, front and back ends, to make it super custom and just perform well in every subtle aspect. But yeah, even I'm just looking at the last 30 days right now, and it's 4.31 pages per user. And I mean, that's really good. The users are really engaged. The bounce rates are on 68%. So once the users are on the site, they definitely keep clicking through and looking at pages. And there's always there's always people that look at 300 pages each day, just people who look at a ridiculous amount of pages. So yeah, there's good engagement.
Okay, now we're getting into your admin. Thank you for sending us these shots. Tell us what we're looking at here.
Sure. Okay, yeah, so for the admin section, I coded that from scratch. It's really easy to use. You can edit any page, view it, edit it, delete it, add new content. You can actually also control all of the meta content. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, it's just a nice little easy to use user interface. That's just pagination. You can look at any page. So that's where you update a page. This is an existing page. So that page is already published. You can edit the title, the person's name, which is when it says like which celebrity it is. So it's kind of a shortened title to clean things up. Gender, body, images. I actually programmed it, especially so when you upload an image, the name of the image becomes alt text. And you can control the meta description. So there's all these little subtle things that are like already kind of by default like super triggered toward SEO.
What are some of the challenges a new owner would face in taking over this site?
I mean, there's really not a ton. The site is self-sustainable. You can almost do nothing, and it'll like stay where it's at, just because there's so many backlinks and stuff. But I mean, just adding new content, I guess, getting a feel for it, which is something I'd obviously help them with. I'd like train them and how to like do this. But it's just adding a couple new articles each week, and then expanding it to the doctors in the forum and other aspects that you want to focus on for the site.
Where do you source your content? Do you follow the stars? Do you have Google alerts? Do people send you ideas?
There's so much information on the internet. You kind of think just research all the celebrities and just do your research and see what they've had. That's kind of how it goes. Just do your research and yeah.
How much time do you spend researching?
Well, at one point, like an insane amount. Like when I was obviously coding the site and like getting it off the ground and tweaking it and experimenting, like just countless hours. But now it's just self-sustainable. You kind of don't really have to do much at this point, and it kind of will stay where it's at. But now I still add about 2 to 3 new articles each week, sometimes more. Sometimes I'll go on like a random rant and add like a ton. But yeah, that's kind of it.
So what happened to the revenue here? Graham?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the revenue here?
Okay, yeah. So with the revenue, actually, last year, you can see around August, the ad layout was too aggressive. I had the ads it was just too aggressive with an ad layout. So the ads actually got disabled for a few months. And then around January this year, I sent an appeal. Fortunately, I have an account manager with my AdSense, so I actually worked hand in hand with AdSense policy specialists to get the ad layout re-enabled. So now, well, it's a little bit lower. It's like totally legitimate in the eyes of the Google policy team. So it's like in the clear, and I rebuilt the site with them.
Now it looks to me as though
So for the expenses,
Go ahead. Tell us about the expenses.
yeah, you can see the expenses are pretty minimal. It's just the server each month and renewing the domain for like $10 a year. That's pretty much it.
Do you have any subscriptions to any sites that provide photos of the stars?
No.
So what do you do? When you wake up in the morning, you have your cup of coffee, you sit down at your computer. How do you run the site? How many hours does it take on a daily basis?
Almost none at this point. Like I said, there was a time when it was like so much time. But just adding a couple articles a week, like 2 to 3 a week at this point. That's kind of it.
Have any helpers on your forums or any employees?
No, it's just me. I run the whole thing.
Now, if you were going to keep the site, what would you do? How would you grow
I
it?
would, right, I would definitely focus on the doctor section, possibly doing like premium listings for the doctors similar to health grades or vitals. And I would keep adding more celebrity content. I actually have a list of about 300 celebrities that I haven't done, which is something I can give to the new owner. So they'll have a resource of, like, I'll be like, give them a plan of here's what you can do for X amount of time to keep adding new stuff. And also the forum would be a big focus. There's definitely a lot that can be done there.
And then adding something into the social networking sites, I would think.
Yeah, definitely. With Facebook, yeah, get more aggressive with that, get people involved through there, yeah.
So why are you selling this easy-to-operate site?
Well, I've kind of taken the site to where, like, I want to take it. And kind of, someone else can take a site a lot further and do, like, more with it. So that's kind of like where I'm at,
Do you have other sites that you are maintaining?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I have a lot of sites. So the thing is, I mean, there's so much more that can be done with this site, but I just kind of don't have the time to put into it at this point because I have like a lot of other projects.
Any of your other projects competing with this site?
Not directly with this. I have a couple other celebrity sites, but none of them compare to the size of this. Like I've used the niche before, plastic surgery, but they're literally like the revenue is a fraction. The site, because it has all the backlinks, is the one that just streams.
Okay, well, is there anything else you would like to add to this? Anything we
No,
haven't
I think we
covered so
pretty
far?
much. No, I think we pretty much covered everything. Like this site is just like a unique site. Like yeah, pretty much went over everything.
Wonderful. Well, if there are any questions, the listing broker for this site is Adam Beebe, and he has all the additional information if you are interested. Please contact Adam at latonas.com. All right. Well, Graham, I think we've covered everything. And thank you so much for an excellent presentation.
All right, thanks, Victoria.
And thank you all for attending. We will see you the next time.